Today we will be talking about heme catabolism. Now just tell me, what are the proteins that contain heme? Heme containing protein. One is, okay, hemoglobin and myoglobin. Still
Yes, sir.
clear? What is hemoglobin? What are other proteins where you find heme in addition to hemoglobin and myoglobin?
Complex, the enzyme.
Yes, which complex?
Cytochrome
Cytochrome 450 group
450.
of, yes, cytochrome 450 group of enzyme. So these three, you can see these three proteins containing heme. Okay, and these are actually this hemoglobin and myoglobin, they are oxygen carrier, but this is very predominant enzyme inside cell. And you know, electron transport chain, which complex 4. Don't you remember complex 4 has heme? So heme is present. These are the main protein, majority of protein. There are other proteins as well, but these are the majority protein you will find heme. So heme, if from the time now, just don't consider that heme is present only in hemoglobin. It is hemoglobin and myoglobin. It is also present in other enzymes. Heme is also utilized for enzymatic activity. Therefore, if you understand that, then you will understand the thing better. So let's start with the heme catabolism. Now, this heme that is that is present, that has to be catabolized and resynthesized. So synthesis of heme we have done in MD1. This is catabolism of heme. So heme breaks and heme will be synthesized. Heme breaks and heme synthesized. So today we will talk about heme catabolism. Now you can see this here. So heme catab, any problem? Any question?
No, sir.
Heme catabolism occurs in 4 stages. Can you see? So 3 and 4 stages. The first stage of heme catabolism is bilirubin synthesis. So heme will, this is the first and most important you can say. So heme will convert into bilirubin. Heme will convert here into bilirubin. And this bilirubin actually, heme converts into bilirubin in reticuloendothelium of certain tissue, spleen, liver, and bone marrow. Reticuloendothelium of spleen, bone marrow, and liver. So what is reticuloendothelium? Reticuloendothelium, do you know? In spleen, so you have been taught. If you don't know, it's your fault. So bilirubin synthesis first happens in reticuloendothelium. Then after bilirubin, so bilirubin, this happens inside cell, reticuloendothelium cell, endothelial cell. Now bilirubin come out of the cell and it will bind with the albumin. This bilirubin will bind with the albumin in blood, and this happens in blood. Now from blood, this will be taken up by hepatocyte, liver. This bilirubin will be taken up by liver, and liver, 3 processes. Liver uptake this, and then after uptake there will be conjugation, and then conjugation, after conjugation there will be this bile salt, bilirubin, conjugated bilirubin will be secreted to gallbladder as bile. This conjugated bilirubin will be secreted. So third is secretion. So uptake, conjugation, secretion, that is first taken up by bilirubin, taken up, unconjugated bilirubin taken up by liver, and then it will be conjugated and this secreted. And then after secretion, this bile will be ultimately, the intestine, it will be secreted in intestine, in duodenum. Through which part of duodenum? It will be secreted to which part of duodenum? second part of duodenum. Through which orifice? Ampulla vater. Please reply. Demilola?
Sir, I'm here.
So don't be quiet. Try to reply.
Yes, sir.
Then this biles will go into the intestine and then it will go reach colon. In colon, the bacteria is there. So bacteria will degrade that, sorry, not bile, bacteria will degrade that conjugated bilirubin. Okay? And that will convert into some other bilirubin. And then that bilirubin will be reabsorbed and excreted again into urine. And some are excreted into feces. And that is why color of feces is yellow. So, and that is why color of urine is also yellow. So you can see these 4 stages. Did you see these 4 stages? First stage, and this happens in, did you understand this 4? This happens inside reticuloendothelium of 3 tissue. First is spleen, predominantly that happens in the spleen. Second is liver and bone marrow, because you know the bone marrow is, there is heme synthesis and synthesis of blood, RBC. That is why there, wherever synthesis happens, there has to be degradation, because not all cell matures. Some cell die, and some cell with hemoglobin dies, and that hemoglobin has to be converted into bilirubin. And in liver has very high amount of which enzyme? Cytochrome 450 system. That cytochrome 450 system has heme has to be metabolized. So liver, bone marrow and spleen, 80% happens in spleen. So this forest bilirubin synthesis happens in spleen, transport, then after synthesis transport will happen, then second tissues, liver, all wherever this bilirubin metabolism happens, it has to be conjugated in liver and secreted in bile. Through bile, this conjugated bilirubin will reach where? Reach intestine, and there will be large intestine and bacterial degradation. Did you all understand 4 stages?
Yes, sir.
So will you memorize? Yes. Will you memorize?
I understand it, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have to memorize. Okay, bilirubin synthesis, then it will go to liver, then intestine. Now let's see those which are the protein that contain heme. I have already told you these 2 proteins. You already told me, and then you also told me this protein, cytochrome 450 system. There are few other protein that contain heme. You can see. So nitric oxide synthesis I taught you in last class. So it contain heme, catalase, peroxidase, and nitric oxide synthesis. So these are the other protein, catalase and peroxidase. Catalase and peroxidase are anti-free radical enzyme. You know, anti-free radical enzyme. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So these are the catalase and peroxidase. Remember, these are also enzymes that contain heme. Now let's talk about. I have told you this heme catabolism occurs in 3 tissues: spleen, liver, and bone marrow. Yes. In these 3 tissue, 80% happens in spleen. What is reticuloendothelium cell? So reticuloendothelial cells are actually, they are present around the vessels. They are like, you know, this spleen has open vessel. This has open vessel. What do we call that?
Sir?
That lumen of capillary coated lumen, what do we call? Capillary coated lumen of spleen and this liver, which is large, what do we call? I forgot. So you know the open system is there. So RBC will try to go through this canal. What do we call that? What is the terminology? Lacunae or not lacunae? So the capillary that is a bit larger in its girth, in diameter, and that is present in this liver, and then spleen also, bone marrow also. So such capillaries, let me tell capillary only, but it is the different terminology has been given to that. So now in this, here you will see macrophages. Here you will see macrophages, and this macrophages will take up this. So when I talk about this reticuloendothelium cell, so this means the macrophages that is present in liver, bone marrow, and reticulocyte. That macrophage will engulf this whole hemoglobin. It will engulf whole hemoglobin, HB, whole hemoglobin of hemoglobin or other heme protein. It will engulf whole heme protein, and then after engulfing that heme protein, the protein part will be digested, and then heme part will be metabolized, and this will be metabolized to bilirubin. Did you get that? This heme part will be metabolized to bilirubin. Now you can see this. So this synthesis of bilirubin occurs in hemoglobin the same way I told you. This hemoglobin or hemoprotein, it will be taken up by macrophage, and this macrophage will digest this globin into amino acid, and then this heme will be metabolized like this. So you can see this two-step process, EG, as we have seen the two-step process in pentose phosphate pathway. Here you can see two-stage process. First stage, it happens in endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, this occurs in cytosol, and cytosol of which? Cytosol of macrophage. Cytosol of macrophage, and this happens in cytosol of macrophage. Now you will see, and this actually this process happens in this digestion of protein will happen in lysosome. It will be done by lysosome, phagolysosome, phagolysosome, and then this heme released will be metabolized in endoplasmic reticulum. An enzyme is heme oxygenase. This is the same group of enzyme, cytochrome system, cytochrome 450 system. It will convert heme into biliverdin, and because of that, because this heme is a tetrapyrrole ring, this tetrapyrrole ring, this enzyme will break this tetrapyrrole ring. This enzyme will break this tetrapyrrole ring. This enzyme, heme oxygenase, will break this tetrapyrrole ring. And when this tetrapyrrole ring is broken, then what will happen is this iron will be released. And because there is one carbon here that link to group of pyrrole, so this carbon will convert into carbon monoxide. So you can see here, carbon monoxide and iron release in ferrous from heme of hemoglobin. In other heme protein, it will be ferric. Okay, because other heme protein has ferric ion. So this first stage, carbon monoxide and ferrous, and second stage, this biliverdin will be reduced to bilirubin. Biliverdin will be reduced to bilirubin. Now you can see this. Both stages you can see there is utilization of NADH. Here also, yesterday I told you this. Any cytochrome 450 system is there, it will utilize NADPH. Now biliverdin reductase will also utilize NADPH. So heme catabolism utilize NADPH. You can see bilirubin unconjugated bilirubin is resulted. So can you see the same picture? Same thing I have shown. Actually, I have shown this part here. You can see inside cell. This is reticuloendothelium cell, macrophage of spleen, liver, and bone marrow. Now this macrophage will metabolize this heme after digesting globin part, after digesting heme protein in protein part. So heme will be digested in, you can see, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It will be broken into straight line, tetrapyrrole state. It is a cyclic tetrapyrrole, but it will be broken. Now, after it being broken, so you can see this part, you can see this part, you can see being oxidized. So this carbon will be released as carbon monoxide, and same will also be released. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
So this heme and carbon, now this becomes a state chain. So that carbon connecting this and this will come up as carbon monoxide. This straight chain tetrapyrrole ring, now again, you have seen here NADPH utilization, it will again be converted into this is biliverdin will be converted into cytosol, into bilirubin by reduction. Bilirubin reductase. Now, did you all understand this very process of synthesis, first stage? Did you all understand? Yes. The first stage of bilirubin synthesis. Did you all understand? Now, after bilirubin synthesis, I told you what will happen. After bilirubin synthesis, the bilirubin will be transported to blood. And in blood, this unconjugated bilirubin, is not soluble in water. It is not soluble in blood, water environment, and that is why it will have to be carried by albumin. It binds with albumin in blood, and then it will be transported to bilirubin. But if bilirubin synthesis happens inside hepatocyte only, there is no this transport process. But majority of bilirubin formation happens in spleen. That is why there is necessity of transport. So this transported through by binding through albumin, and it in liver you can see uptake process, three process I told you: uptake, conjugation, and secretion. Now you can see in liver there is uptake of bilirubin from this albumin. Now after
conjugation,
so conjugation will be done by, again, the conjugation what? Glucuronic acid will be conjugated. I told you about UDP. If you remember UDP glucose, UDP glucose will convert into UDP glucuronic acid. Glucuronic acid. Do you remember this?
Yes.
This UDP glucuronic acid is utilized here for conjugation. So glucuronic acid is conjugated. 2 glucuronic acid will be conjugated per bilirubin. Bilirubin is like this molecule. Okay, so this is, if I have to write, this is bilirubin, 4 molecule. So 4 molecule is there. Now this here is propionic acid, here also propion. So 1 glucuronic acid will be attached here, and 1 will attach here. So there are 2 glucuronic acid will be attached here, and this is a diglucuronide bilirubin. So bilirubin diglucuronide. You can see this 2 groups. After being conjugated, it will be secreted, and there is, for secretion, there is a very specific type of channel. This is called MRP2. I told you MRP1 in vitamin B12 secretion. I have told you that these are group of same protein, ATP binding capsid. This protein utilize ATP to throw this compound. So MRP means, the full form of MRP, multi-drug resistant protein. So you can see MRP1. This MRP1 protein secrete this bilirubin diglucuride into bile ductules, and through that it will reach bile. So bile will also be secreted by different transporter. Here we are talking not about bile, about bilirubin, because pigment inside bile is derived from pigment of bilirubin. So bilirubin will reach bile. Did you understand this 3 process like that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
you can see this because of if there is defective conjugation, there are few disorders here. So neonatal jaundice will be there. So this there are two types of neonatal jaundice. One is Crigler-Najjar syndrome, other is Gilbert syndrome, because of deficiency and in conjugation. Yes, this conjugation is done by enzyme transferase. Okay, this enzyme is called again glucuronide transferase. Very easy, transferase. So glucuronic acid is transferred, that is a glucuronide transferase. Which glucuronide? UDP glucuronide.
UDP.
Yes, UDP glucuronide transferase. So this enzyme, if this enzyme is deficient, then there will be Gilbert and Crigler. I will talk about these two disorders in a bit detail in next class. So did you understand this? So I'm explaining only this 4 process. You can see this UDP glucose dehydrogenase will convert this UDP glucose into glucuronic acid. Okay, and this here is production of NADH because dehydrogenation. Now this glucuronic acid will combine with bilirubin. This will form first with bilirubin monoglucuronide. Second, UDP glucuronide transferase will transfer, as I have told you. So this glucuronic acid again will be added to this. It will form bilirubin diglucuronide. So this bilirubin diglucuronide is ready for secretion. So this will be secreted to bile. So this is summary. This is summary. Did you understand? So you can see this heme being catabolized. This is blood cells. Blood cell will be taken up by heme, and the heme being catabolized to heme. And this hemoglobin being catabolized to heme. This globin will release protein. It will be digested by phagolysosome. Then phagolysosome actually release both heme and globin will be digested. This heme will be catalyzed in endoplasmic reticulum to biliverdin, and in cytosol from biliverdin to bilirubin. It is a reduction process. You can see bilirubin reductase, heme oxygenase. Now after reduction, it will be transported via blood to liver. Liver, what will happen? There will be conjugation of only one function happens, conjugation of bilirubin. After conjugation, liver will secrete that bilirubin. After secretion, this bilirubin reach intestine. In the intestine, what does this bacteria do? This bacteria converts bacteria will do deconjugation, and this will convert this bilirubin into urobilinogen. Okay, urobilinogen. Urobilinogen, a part of urobilinogen will come out of it will be reabsorbed, and this urobilinogen will be released in the urine as urobilin, and the part of urobilinogen that is excreted in feces, the same urobilinogen are called stercobilinogen, the bilirubin of feces. So this is called stercobilin. Molecularly same, urobilinogen and is same as stercobilinogen. So this is part is stercobilinogen, and this is called urobilin. So this is how whole metabolism happens. So this is the last part I have discussed here. So this conjugated bilirubin will be deconjugated by bacteria. It will convert into urobilinogen, and it will be secreted either as feces, or it will be absorbed and it will be excreted in urine. So did you all understand the whole heme metabolism, catabolism? It is very easy to memorize. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So will you memorize, Somaira?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's see this. Let's see the heme protein. Now you can see here. So heme protein that are, let me talk about the heme protein. So we have already seen these 4 stages. 4 stages. Now, first stage you will see that happens in macrophage. So macrophage, okay, it will convert bilirubin into ultimately it will form bilirubin. Okay, so bilirubin has to be excreted out of the cell. There has to be something that will secrete. So it is not that important. So it will be secreted and albumin, okay, will bind with. But the proteins of liver is more important. So after it is bound to, you can see bilirubin is bilirubin. This is bilirubin. I'll write it bilirubin in yellow. So bilirubin is bound to albumin. Now albumin will reach liver. This bilirubin bound albumin will reach liver. This is bilirubin bound albumin. So it will reach liver. In liver, what happens is there is a protein. This protein is called ligandin. This ligandin will take up and bind to this bilirubin. This ligandin protein is there. And this ligandin protein will bind to this bilirubin. It will bind to this bilirubin. Now, for the time being, but this enzyme conjugation, it will do this conjugation. What is UDP glucuronide? UGT means UDP glucuronide transferase. Which type of UGT? 1A1. So you can see 1. This is 111. You can remember like that. Or everywhere 1. A is also first letter. 1A1. So UGT will conjugate this UGT. So this is the first protein. You can see this is first protein. This is second protein that is present in liver. Now this MRP protein is there, and this MRP protein will secrete this. So actually I'm showing using this whole liver, but it happens in individual hepatocyte. You have to remember, okay? This happens in individual hepatocyte. It is not on the surface of liver. Individual hepatocyte has these proteins. So this will secrete into bile, and bile through MRP2 protein. And you know this MRP proteins are involved in always secretion. We have studied in vitamin B12 secretion also, their MRP protein was there. So this protein's name came from multi-drug resistant protein. Okay, so don't need to, this is name given based on discovery. I don't want to talk much about this. Just understand the nature of protein. This is ATP binding acid. It will utilize ATP and throw the protein out of the cell, throw the stuff out of the cell. So this will throw the stuff. What stuff? The conjugated bilirubin. It will throw the conjugated bilirubin from hepatocyte to liver. This is called MRP. Now this is last protein. You can see this last protein is called organic anion transport protein, OATP. So just for the timing, I'll tell you. Forget about this. For the timing, I'll tell you. Okay, just wait. So forget about this O. So what do you see there? If you forget about ATP 1B1, do you see this ATP? Tell me. If you forget this O, ATP 1B1, tell me. Anyone? Divya? Not there. Just tell me, can you remember easily this protein? ATP 1, you just add O before ATP 1B1. So OATP, you can see this is hepatocyte. Now OATP, this is, you can see, if you see, this is blood vessels. Okay, this is blood vessels. Now this bilirubin will be taken up by some different messenger, some different protein. This OATP, through this OATP, what will happen? This bilirubin regurgitate back to blood stream. Okay, so this protein, if there is some protein will be, some bilirubin will be regurgitated. That bilirubin will be taken up by this OATP. Now transport of regurgitated conjugated bilirubin. So conjugated bilirubin that has been regurgitated through blood into blood. This conjugated has to be going to the bile through biliary canaliculi. But sometimes it will regurgitate, and this regurgitated bilirubin will be taken back by this protein. This protein, function of this OATP. Why I'm telling you this protein, name of this protein, you can see this protein, conjugated protein. If there is defect in this protein, it will cause Gilbert syndrome and Crigler-Najjar syndrome 1 and 2. So these are important part of These are important disorders. You have to understand this. There is defect in this protein. It will cause Gilbert syndrome, Crigler-Najjar syndrome 1 and 2. If there is problem in MRP2, so multi-drug resistant protein, it will cause what? Dubin-Johansen syndrome. If that means if there is a protein, this MRP is present here. So if their MRP2 protein is defective, so what will happen? This conjugated bilirubin will not be able to go out of this. So it will regurgitate and then it will pile up in the blood. So that is why this type of disorder is called Dubin-Johansen syndrome, when this protein is defective. Now this protein, if OATP1B1 is defective, this protein is defective, what will happen? Those regurgitated conjugated bilirubin will not be taken up by the cell. So this regurgitated, so secreted or regurgitated some, normally it will some conjugated bilirubin go into the blood. That conjugated bilirubin will also accumulate in the blood, and this type of disorder is called Rotor syndrome. And you can see the both disorder, this disorder will have high conjugated bilirubin. This both have high conjugated bilirubin in blood, and this has high unconjugated bilirubin. High unconjugated bilirubin in blood. So because I have to teach this disorder, I have to tell you this proteins, about these proteins. So did you understand this protein?
Yes, sir.
Now let me see this. Let me talk about this. Now this you can see hepatocyte transporters, the same thing I told you about the protein. You can see this is bile and this is bile and this is blood. So at the blood region, you will see OATP is present at the blood. So those which are actually conjugated bilirubin, if it goes into the blood, it will be taken up by this OATP. Now here you can see MRP1 and 2. MRP1 will throw the bilirubin. Why I am showing this many transporter? Because you will see bilirubin secretion and absorption of metabolism and secretion of bilirubin will be done in a similar fashion to drug. So the drug behaves the same way as it behaves with bilirubin. Okay, drugs behave the same way as it behaves to bilirubin. If you understand the bilirubin catabolism, that you can use that catabolic process for a majority of drugs. So those drugs will also be that, you will see those drugs will also be hydroxylated same way and then conjugated, plus conjugated, the same way conjugated, and it will be thrown to the bile through the similar protein. The protein may be similar, different sometimes, and the name will be different, MRD, but the function of protein will be similar. They also belong to the same ATP family, ABC family, ATP binding acid. So I wanted to correlate that bilirubin catabolism with drug metabolism also. So understand this, bilirubin metabolism is, the drug metabolism is very similar to bilirubin metabolism, and you will study this in pharmacology. So there you will have to memorize this. If you memorize this, so you will memorize, if you memorize this bilirubin catabolism, you can correlate that bilirubin catabolism to drug metabolism as well. You can see this. There you can see this. Bilirubin transport and metabolism is also relevant for drug transport and metabolism, called first pass metabolism of pharmacokinetics. So I am in that, in other sense, through bilirubin, I am also teaching you pharmacology, pharmacokinetics. So these are the proteins you can see. These are the proteins. OATP1 B1. I told you the protein that actually when it regurgitates into the blood, so it will take up. When conjugated bilirubin regurgitate, so this OATP B1 will take up into the cell, regurgitated drug. Now this group of, you can see OATP. So these are this group of drug, organic anion transporter. These are group of drugs, so also referred as organic anion transporter, transporting polypeptides, and these are the genes. You can see OATP transport drugs with negative charge from blood into the liver for metabolism, and you can see OCT, also referred as organic ion transporter, and by its gene, these are the gene name you don't have to consider. So these are some OCTs also transporter, transport drug with positive charge from blood to liver. The same way bilirubin being transported from blood to liver, different transporter will transport drugs to liver. Now, so P glycoproteins, you can see this also refers as multi-drug resistant proteins. This P glycoproteins metabolize drugs out of the liver, transport metabolized drugs, you can say the same thing. Bilirubin also is processed by the same enzyme, 450 enzyme, and then this glucuronide conjugation drug is also going to two phase of reaction. Phase 1, we have seen two stage of bilirubin catabolism. One is this chain breaking, and then here also you will see hydroxylation, first stage, and the second stage you will find glucuronide conjugation. After conjugation, the same way this drug is also thrown out of the cell. So these are the bilirubin metabolism is very similar to drug metabolism. Now just tell me, answer this question. What are the names of bilirubin byproducts that are produced during heme metabolism?
NADP.
NADPH. Okay, good. NADPH is utilized. Okay, NADP. Okay. NADP. Then
And
next,
carbon monoxide is formed.
carbon monoxide. Then
Iron.
Iron.
Good. So these are the byproduct you can see. So list 5 important proteins involved in bilirubin metabolism with its function. Can you list 5 proteins? Including enzyme also.
Okay. Catalase.
5 important proteins involved in metabolism. I'm not talking about that heme containing enzyme.
Okay.
I'm talking about the proteins that are involved in bilirubin metabolism.
MRP2.
Okay, MRP2.
It's multi-drug resistance protein.
What is the function of this?
Bilirubin is secreted by
Secretion of conjugated bilirubin.
yes.
And then next next protein.
OATP1B1.
Okay, OATP1B1. What is the function of this OATP1B1?
Transports the regurgitated conjugated bilirubin
To
to
the liver.
hepatides.
Transport. Retransport. You just let me write retransport, okay, of conjugated. And then third protein name.
UGT1A1.
Great, so good. UGT1A1. So what is the function of this UGT1A1?
Conjugation of bilirubin.
Conjugation of bilirubin. Now fourth protein.
Ligandin.
Ligandin. So it will
Ligandin.
bind, yeah,
It
will
binds
bind,
unconjugated bilirubin.
and that are released from albumin.
Hepatocytes.
Okay, in hepatocytes, yes. Then fifth protein. You can tell biliverdin.
Okay.
Okay.
Biliverdin reductase. That is also protein that are involved in bilirubin metabolism. Okay. Now, which is more lipophilic? Conjugated or unconjugated bilirubin? Lipid soluble. Lipophilic means lipid soluble. Which is more lipid soluble?
Conjugated.
Conjugated?
So if conjugated is lipid soluble, there is no need of conjugation. You can see this. Why this unconjugated bilirubin is bound to the albumin? Why it is not carried into the through the water medium of blood?
It's not
Why?
soluble in blood.
So
Because it is insoluble in water and soluble in lipid. So unconjugated bilirubin is soluble in lipid, and that is why it is carried into the albumin. First reason. And second reason, you see. Second reason, this albumin that carries this bilirubin. So bilirubin will go directly and here through the lipid soluble, through the membrane. It will go into the hepatocyte. It does not need any transporter. And here is the protein that is ready. Ligandin is ready to bind this bilirubin. Did you get that?
yes,
So
sir.
Yes, sir.
unconjugated is lipophilic. It is soluble in lipid. Let's see this question. Where are the most of the macrophages located that are responsible for breaking down senescent RBC, dead RBC, senescent RBC? Where are macrophages located that will actually responsible for breaking down senescent RBC? Senescent means old RBC that has to die, which is the graveyard of red blood cell. Which tissue? Which tissue in our body is called graveyard of red blood cells? Okay, this is a very simple question. Isn't it spleen?
Yes, sir. Spleen.
So spleen, because all RBC, old RBC, senescent RBC dies there, and that is why this is also called graveyard of RBC.
I said spleen, sir, but then I realized I was mute when I said it.
Oh, no.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, if you know, that's good. What byproduct gives urine its color? What is the name of that byproduct?
You're
Urobilinogen. Or this urobilinogen, when it is reduced, it is called urobilin. Okay, the name itself come from uro. So, which byproduct gives stool its distinct color? What is that byproduct?
bio?
For stool, it is called stercobilin.
Oh, okay.
Stercobilin. Okay.
I
So
said
remember this terminology, of course. So remember these are very important things. This protein, Gilbert syndrome, Crigler-Najjar syndrome 1, 2. These are all three disorders are because of only one protein. There is level of deficiency. If there is 90% deficient, this will cause Crigler-Najjar syndrome 1. If there is 80% deficiency, it will cause 2. There is 70% deficiency, Gilbert syndrome. So level of deficiency define these disorders. We will talk about this disorder in detail. So Crigler-Najjar 1, 2, and Gilbert syndrome. Dubin-Johansen syndrome is because of MR2 protein. OAT1B1 deficiency will cause Rotor syndrome. So remember these proteins and these disorders. Congenital jaundice. These are congenital jaundice. You can see sometimes carbon monoxide is actually, it functions similar to nitric oxide. Okay? It is vasoactive. So it will bind to the same receptor, it will cause vasodilatation. So carbon monoxide in low quantity is not toxic, it is very actually vasodilating effect it has. And bilirubin, you know, bilirubin is vasoactive. Sometimes if bilirubin, low amount of bilirubin is also good effect of bilirubin is it is antioxidant. This all will induce this heme catabolism. These are the factors that will induce heme catabolism.